Greetings, everyone. I'm Dr. Arunji, Department of English in St. Joseph College of Engineering. In this presentation, we shall see about a very crucial role in any interview. I hope all of you have seen the title of the video. The topic is group discussion. In this presentation, we are going to see how to master group discussion. In general, everybody thinks they can discuss. In this space, it is not just discussing, you are going to discuss in a formal setting. That will be a group discussion. So, mastering group discussions, that's the topic that we are going to see today. When you go for any interview, then you do not have an idea about how to do a group discussion. Many people find it like a casual talk. It would seem like that. They would take it very lightly. They're just going to sit around, have a chat. They're going to discuss. That's it. That's what they think. But this is not just about talking, it is about how you talk, how you express your ideas, how do you see, how do you make your eye contact, how do you keep your body language, how is your tone. All of these are ways, all of these are they deliver something about you. All of them transmit cues about your personality to the HR. So we have a lot to see. We will go through one by one. So it is potential communication strategies for professionals and students preparing for interviews, meetings, and classroom discussions. So as you can see, this is not just about preparing for an interview. When you master group discussion, you can apply these skills anywhere. For example, interviews, as we already know, meetings. So it is not just going to get you the job. Even when you get the job, how you are going to present yourself to the company when you are discussing something crucial, something serious. It could be any issue, something that happened in the firm. How are you going to discuss the problem? How are you going to come up with a solution in a meeting? So you will learn about that, and also a classroom discussion. Classroom discussion, this is also a crucial part. Many do not know. Generally, what people think is in a classroom setting, they can be very informal, jovial. So that is fine. They are just your friends at the end of the day. But in a classroom setting, you must prove others who you are as a person in a positive way, because those friends from the classroom, they are going to be your colleagues someday. So it is, and it is also apparent that a classroom, a college, it is a very formal setting, there you should have your etiquette. Okay, so first we're going to see the languages in group discussion. So group discussion stands for, it is a discussion, it is an extension of a communication. When you are talking to a person A to person B, then you are sending an information, there is a sender, in the opposite, there is a receiver. That will be communication. But when there are more than one, sorry, when there are more than two people, when there is a group of people, when you are discussing something, it will become group discussion. So how you are going to keep your language there? We shall see them. What are all the effective language features? The first thing is clarity is the paramount in group. Others should know what you are trying to communicate. We should be very clear about the agenda. What is your point? What are you trying to make? That is very essential. For example, whenever a person, a politician, or a great speaker, or maybe some scientist, people of knowledge, when they come and they deliver a speech, they will be very precise of what they are referring to. They will not say the country will be good. That is very vague. They will say this is a product. By using this will transform the industry in this way. Let us say a mobile phone or maybe a software, maybe an education policy, how it will affect the society, in which way. So what are all the repercussions if something goes wrong? So everything they will make it clear. So that is clarity, what you are going to see. So they use clear, concise sentences that convey a message without ambiguity. So that is what we just saw. Ambiguity is having multiple meanings. For example, if you say, I need to have good food, that is very ambiguous. A good food for me, it could be maybe I would think biryani is a good food for me. But a person who, maybe let us say I'm talking to a doctor, he would think that is not healthy. So for him, a good food would be a salad. So there, it is ambiguous. The word good, it becomes very ambiguous. It doesn't explain anything. It doesn't bring the point. It is very ambiguous. So there you are supposed to be precise. Let us say you are in a company, we are going to buy a good laptop. No, that doesn't establish anything at all. We are going to buy a laptop with i7 configuration to the minimum. If you say that, they will know the benchmark, what they are going for. So based on that, they will know what is the software that you're going to use, what is the hard disk and other things, all the technical tools, they will understand when you set a benchmark, when you are stating yourself clearly, maintaining. And once you know about the clarity, so clarity, it is about your intelligence. In any formal setting, in anywhere your brain is being valued, in any formal setting, they will give the points for your intellect. Then you are giving very good points, valid points, clear points. Are they enough? No. What comes beyond your point is how do you express them? That matters a lot. Maintain a neutral and polite tone throughout, avoiding slang or filler words like that can undermine your credibility. So when you are communicating, when you are speaking, you should be able to talk in a polite manner. Only then it shows that you are respecting the audience or you are respecting your teammates or your superiors, whoever is your audience. So there, how you communicate, that is the one which validates your opinion because you respect your audience. That is very essential. And other things like you are not supposed to use filler words like all those words, and which people use when they get nervous. When some people, when they are get more relaxed than usual, when they, some people when they try to calm themselves down, they will become very relaxed to the level that they will forget that they are in a formal setting. So there they will start to communicate like how they will communicate to their friends and family. So that is too deep. We are not supposed to go to that level. We are supposed to maintain the balance for the record. Okay. Now we have some professional word choice. Okay. Now we shall see some professional word choices. Select words that demonstrate respect and professionalism. Frame your contributions thoughtfully using phrases such as, we have some examples there. So as we have already seen, is not just the ideas that you give, how do you give them? That matters the most. You do not want to irritate your audience or you do not want to get them carried away with your tone. For example, we have some phrases like, I believe, in my opinion, from another perspective, to add what was said. So these are all very beautiful examples. For example, I believe, when you say that, let us say your manager or HR, maybe a team material, they would have given something, some idea, but you want to differ from them. How do you say that? You cannot just state it blankly. You are supposed to value their opinion as well. For example, humans, we are all are having our own identity, our own perspective, our own life, our own limitations, and our own variables. Each of us are different. From the angle of, let us say, a manager, he comes up with something, an idea. Let us say, he says, all the office staff, they should be coming to office by 8 a.m. Let us say that he says that. If you have something to say about it, you can say, I believe it is not possible for all the other staff members because we have our errands to do. We have to make a pit stop to drop our kids in school. They will have their own excuses because when you go to a higher level of any company, they will have some privileges which all the people in the bottom will not have. But they have their responsibility to establish their concern to the authorities. So there you can say, I believe that is not possible for all the staff. When you say it like that, I believe, in my opinion. So here, you're not denying their expectation, but you're also establishing your concern, your side of the story from another perspective to add what was said. So in all these, you're not denying the argument which was just made. You're just going to add something to the point. You are giving another perspective. So here you are not rejecting the previous idea. You are just adding on to the previous one. That will establish respect towards you and people will be ready to listen to your ideas. So now we have some discourse markers for smooth conversation. Discourse markers are nothing but some phrases which will make the conversation go smooth. These are strategies for transition phrase, keeps discussion flowing naturally and lets you articulate your thoughts with confidence. To begin, to start with, I would like to bring to attention. So when you are starting something, when you are starting your discussion, when you are giving, let us say, you are beginning the discussion, you can say that to begin. So in a group discussion, there will be a lot of people, let us say, minimum 10 in some MNC companies, and go there will be even 30 to 40 members sitting in a room for their group discussion. In that setting, we will not know about others because when you go for an interview, they're not your classmates. They are total strangers who are trying to get the same thing, the very thing that you want, which is a job. So all of them are trying to compete for your desire, your end goal, which is the job. So there, you're not supposed to trigger them knowingly or unknowingly, because that will establish to the HR that you have lost your calmness, your cool. So that is not expected in an official setting. So that you can say to begin with. Let us say someone has already spoken. All of you should know that when you speak first in any group discussion, you will get one extra point just because you are the volunteer who was initiating the conversation. To add, moreover, in addition to that, so all these, when someone has already spoken, or just adding on another point to contrast. So see, this is very important. You are differing from someone else's idea. Contrast. However, that is a beautiful discourse marker. However, so here you're saying what he says is, yeah, that is acceptable, but however, so you're agreeing and also you are differing from that person's idea. On the other hand, that is also a beautiful phrase. So now you're also agreeing. Let us say one person have in a group discussion, they will give you a topic. Let us say there are 30 people sitting in a room. They will give you a topic. The topic will be about, let us say, for example, will AI save the world or it is going to destroy? So you can agree or disagree. So we have two choices to make. So if you are going to agree with the person who just spoke, let's say to agree, I agree with your point. Let us say he introduced himself. His name is Anand. He introduced himself and he spoke. You can say, I agree with Anand's point. You can say it like that. When you mention someone's name, it will establish that you are remembering the name. You are not just looking for the ideas. You are not in a mood to attack others. You are also valuing the person, the human being, along with their idea. That is an essential part to work in any organization, because humans should be respected. That will eradicate a lot of unnecessary conflict in a workspace. I agree with your point because that's a valid perspective. This is also a beautiful one. This again to disagree. I see your point, but I have a different take. While that is true, I feel that say it like that to disagree. And then you will continue on with your point. And then you have to conclude. So here, this is conclusion. Let us say everybody has spoken. You are going to conclude the topic. You are going to return into the discussion. To conclude, to sum up, overall, I see that. So here you are giving your final opinion. Hereafter, you are not going to speak. Okay, so now we have seen how the conversation goes in a group discussion, not just in a group discussion, in any casual conversation that you have with your friends or colleagues, we can use these discourse markers to carry over the conversation. Now we have assertiveness. This is an important one. Understanding assertiveness in GD. So, what is assertiveness? Assertiveness is you are being confident, but you are not aggressive. You see, when people are scared, they will become aggressive. That is how it works in nature. When you look at animals, it could be a snake or it could be any venomous creature. When you see a snake, when the snake sees you, it won't attack you. But when you go near or when it is scared to the level that you might hurt it, it will start to hurt you. So that is how nature works. All the creatures, we are also part of nature. So we also carry the same trait. When you are angry, it means that you are very nervous. So when you are nervous, it will be shown through your body language, your tone. So you should be able to have your calmness. You should be assertive. So you should be able to express your views confidently without being aggressive by maintaining respect and standing your ground. So this is very important. By maintaining respect and standing your ground. Let us say the topic is about in the group discussion. They are discussing about is Indian education system good compared to foreign education systems. Maybe let us say they are giving some names of some countries. So you think Indian education system is good, but when the other person, when they think Indian education system, it's not good, it is not doing justice. Just because someone is talking against your perspective, you are not supposed to think that they are against your view or your country. You are not supposed to think like that because, as I have seen earlier, all of us are having our different lives, experiences. So we will be talking from our perspective. So we are talking from theirs. So in that scenario, what you are supposed to do is you should be able to express your views confidently. When you express it confidently, they will have a curiosity. They will even doubt their ideas. When you are confident, the confidence will show in your tone, your body language. So they will start to doubt themselves. So you're confidently expressing your views without aggression by maintaining respect. When you are treating others respectfully, so there they will not have a chance to be aggressive towards you. When you respect them, when you are making a positive body language towards them, maybe eye contact, your facial expressions, they will try to come towards you. They will try to meet you in the middle ground by maintaining respect and standing your ground. So this is very important. So standing your ground, it is very essential because standing your grounds means you are standing strong. You are not giving up on your ideas, not giving up on your perspective. You are not letting your ideas down. Professor, you have said that Indian education system is good. Just because someone who has come from maybe some country, America, France, whatever, let's say they are expressing their opinion, you are not supposed to deviate from your stand. You are in a position to stand your ground. It means you will not be giving your thoughts away. So this will happen most of the times. Let us keep it simple. Now let us see how to be assertive. So here we have some key behaviors for how to be assertive, and we have some phrases to use. First, we have to speak clearly at a moderate pace. So we are not supposed to talk faster, go slower, and we are not supposed to make a jarring impression on the speaker. So we are supposed to have a pace which is steady. If you are a person who speaks a bit fast, you can try to tone it down, or if you are unable to, try to keep up a pace. Fix your pace. So, meaning you are not supposed to run fast and then slow it down. All of a sudden, you stop. You put a brake. No, don't do that. So, when you are creating an impression on yourself, when the audience, the listeners, when they listen to you, they will try to comprehend you based on your pace. Based on your pace, they will try to find out your tone, your energy, the essence that you are trying to convey. If you talk faster and you pause it down, you stop it, and then you run again, the audience, they will not be able to find out what kind of a person you are. You also create an impression that you are confused. You are not in a stable mindset. So whatever your pace is, you are supposed to make it your standard one. Keep it steady, stable for the whole conversation. Maintain appropriate eye contact. This is very essential when you are talking in a situation where others must trust you. In psychology, when a person is not making eye contact, it means the person is lying. In a group discussion, you may not lie. You might be very confident, but due to your nervousness, you may try to avoid eye contact. You may talk like this. You may put your head down and you speak. But a common belief is when you are honest, you will be able to face other person's eye. If you are unable to face them, meet them in their eyes, means that you are lying. That will be the impression that they will get. So always try to be the person who makes eye contact. That gives the conversation a validity, a meaning, a soulfulness. So make sure you always try to make an eye contact that will convey your emotions as well. There will not be any differences of emotions when you are making eye contact. So when you make eye contact, you will become a person who is trustworthy. Use confident, positive body language. So this is essential. See, more than 90% of human conversation, it is non-verbal. more than 90% of our communication is done non-verbally. Our words doesn't matter. How do you say your tone, your pitch level, your volume? How do you stand? How do you make your eye contact? What are your hand positions? Also, in body language, in psychology, when you scratch your nose or right above your lips, if you do that when you are talking, it means that you are lying. You are you are not believing in yourself, you are trying to hide what you are speaking. So this is why when you see some case footage of people's interrogation, criminals interrogation, once the investigation is over, once the interrogation is over, the psychologists, the people who are expert in body language, they will analyze the footage. They will read the body language of the criminals and they will read it like a book. Then based on the body language, they will come to the conclusion and then they will direct the investigation maybe in a different direction based on the evidences that we collect. So body language is very important one. Only based on the body language, you are creating the emotion. You are creating kind of a personality. More than your words, what do you really mean? That will be understood from your body language. Intervene politely when appropriate. So here, see, generally, you are not supposed to intervene. It means that you are taking someone else's chance. But there might be some situations where you are supposed to intervene. No other group. For example, there might be scenarios where the other person, you might be speaking clearly, you might be speaking well, you are establishing very good points. But people will try to misinterpret you. They would say, you said something else. For example, you could have said ChatGPT is not reliable. If you say that, you might have said ChatGPT for maybe to understand human emotions, to do a psychological study. ChatGPT is not reliable. You could have said that for that statement because humans are not predictable, because humans are not machines. We have our own experiences, we have our own emotions. So based on some survey or based on some scientific calculations, you might not be able to calculate a human being, but you can do the same for any electronic devices, maybe a mathematical problem, you can use them. But to understand the human, ChatGPT will not do justice. We could have said it like that. And the person might interpret it as you do not believe in technology. They might say that. They might try to even convince you. They might try to gaslight you into thinking that you said you established the point earlier. So, on those situations, when someone is misinterpreting your point, you are supposed to intervene. So, there is no other possible solution to that scenario. So, intervene. When you do that, intervene politely. You are supposed to intervene politely. That is very important. You are supposed to talk to them in a polite manner. You are not, you shouldn't get triggered. You shouldn't get aggressive. When you get aggressive, it will reflect like you are a person who gets emotional easily. You shouldn't come off like that. Intervene politely and appropriately. as you just saw, when such cases happen, when you are being misinterpreted, or in scenarios where the example that you gave is taken in maybe some other context, you can intervene, but do that politely. Support points with solid reasoning. This is thing of uttermost importance. Whenever you talk, you should be using your reason, logic. For example, Royal Enfield Classic 350 is not a good bike. You are not supposed to say it like that. This is just an opinion. This is not a fact. It doesn't have any reason. You just stated something. Your opinion. That's it. You are supposed to say Royal Enfield Classic 350 is not a good bike because it only gives the mileage about 30 to 35 kilometers. So when you say it like that, people who are looking for a good mileage, they will prefer this bike. That's it. So in that case, for them, this bike is not appropriate. So this is how you are supposed to make arguments or statements with solid reasoning. You say it like that, no one can prove you wrong because you're being specific. Next, assertive phrases to use. I would like to add something here. So here you are giving your point in the middle of a conversation, maybe in a situation where you should be involved. In the appropriate scenario, you can give your ideas. Let me share my perspective. I respect your opinion, but I see it differently. So, see here, you are giving respect to others' opinion, and you are also establishing your idea. You are not rejecting them, but you are giving your idea as well. You are adding on to the point which is already established. That is a very good sign that you are being respectful of others. I strongly feel that this shows your determination and confidence. Here, how to avoid aggression. So this is an important point. Earlier we have seen how to be assertive. Assertive means you are standing on your ground. You are staying strong to your point. That is assertive. If you are very strong, if you are so strong on your ground, you might come off as aggressive. You are not supposed to come off as an aggressive person. If you show you as an arrogant one, we do not want that in an official platform. In an office environment, nobody likes a person who is full of himself. So there you are supposed to know how to avoid being coming off as aggressive. Being passive can cross the line into aggressive behavior, which undermines productive discussion. It is how to maintain the right balance. That is important. So you are standing strong, but you are not aggressive. So you are not low, you are not high, you are choosing the middle ground, perfect balance. Some people, they will be very shy. They will not open their mouth until or unless they are compelled to. So that will be the lowest point. Some people will get into a fight just because someone says an opinion which is different from him. So that will be the extreme. Being assertive is the middle point. The middle point. You're supposed to, you should always strive to reach there, stay there, balance there. How to avoid aggression? Do not dominate. Avoid interrupting Avoid interrupting repeatedly or monopolizing the conversation. Monopolizing. You are the only one speaking. You are interrupting very often. That is very bad because to establish yourself, you must let others speak. Only then you can disprove their points. If you do not give them the opportunity to establish that point, it will not be good. It will sound like you are trying to play it like a dictator. No one should have an opinion. Only mine is the correct one. Everyone should hail me. That is not the way to go. Give others space to contribute. You should let others speak, and then, when necessary, you can give your opinion if you are supposed to interfere. Or else you can just wait for your turn, or at the right moment, you can give your opinion. Control tone. Never raise your voice or use harsh words, even in disagreement. This is very important. Whoever raises their voice, they will be, it is a sign that they are angry. You will get angry when you are scared. For example, when the situation is under control, you will not get angry. You can see that in nature. When you, let us say, you beat your pet, your cat or a dog, it won't get scared. It won't come. It won't get scared. It won't come to attack you because it knows that you are just petting them. You are just playing with them. So it will not be scared. You make some noise playfully, and then it will come to play to you. But imagine the same thing. You're going, maybe you're walking. You just see a random stray dog. You're trying to beat it. You're doing it playfully. But how will it conceive? It will come off as you are trying to attack it. So since you are a stranger, that will get scared, that will shout, that will bark. Same thing will happen. We are also humans. When you are in a conversation, you are talking to the strangers. So when you raise your tone, when you start to shout, it means, it shows that you are scared that you are going to lose. That is why you are shouting. You are raising your voice. You are not supposed to do that. When you do that, people will know that you feel like you are losing. You are not supposed to do that. Not use any harsh words. If you use them, it is a sign that you are taking things personally. Nobody wants a person who gets so emotional, takes things personally in an office. Because if you get emotional, you will not be able to take proper decisions, the right decisions. You will not be able to think properly. If that happens in your personal life, that is fine. Maybe you may get angry, you may break a few things at home, some kitchen utensils. Okay, that's fine. But if something happens in the office, if you take some wrong decisions, it may lead to uh, loss of cash, maybe their profit will get diminished, or even their reputation will be in question. If you take wrong decisions, you take emotional decisions. So even during those hostile environment, in a very difficult situation, how do you handle? That is what matters. So you should always control your tone, use polite language, even when you are disagreeing with someone. Encourage others, respect quieter members, and actively encourage their participation. So when you do that, the HR will know that you have some leadership quality. You are not just trying to prove yourself correct. You are also encouraging others to establish their idea. You are giving them a chance. That is a sign of a leader. stay open. Avoid absolute statements like you are wrong or this is the only solution. When you do this, you will become, you will be seen as an aggressive person. We do not want that. See here, we can rephrase the same sentences in different manner. Use some aggressive language. Instead of you're wrong, you can try, I have a different point of view. So when you say that, it is showing others that you are seeing things from another angle. It means you acknowledge the person that he is also seeing his perspective is also valid. So when you say, I'm seeing it from another perspective, from a different point of view, it means both of these views are correct on their own right. So in a company, all the point of view matters. Only based on them, they will try to position their product in the right place. Only when you're able to see the different point of views, you will know who your target audiences are. So that is very essential to think from another person's shoes. So it is a very good quality, a phrase to use. Instead of that makes no sense, ask, to be explained that a bit more. It is a very good one. When you say that makes no sense, you are utterly rejecting a person, their ideas. You are saying that their thinking itself is wrong. That is not good. So what you are saying is, could you explain that a bit more? When you say that, you will also have the chance to understand them more. And also you're also saying that you are considering their perspective so far. You know, it is not clear, you are ready to learn. So in that way, it is really good. And also, if you're very sure that what they are saying is objectively wrong, when you say, could you explain it a bit more? If they explain it, everyone else will understand that they are wrong. So in both scenarios, it is working for you really well. How to avoid being passive? So being passive in a GD, it is not good. We have seen that whoever speaks first, they get an extra point in GD because they are initiating. So there you should be spontaneous. You should be flamboyant. You should be on the dot. So you are supposed to be very active there. So there, if you sit idly, it will not be good. Passive participants miss opportunity to showcase their ideas and insights. Combat passively. Combat passivity with these proven strategies. So here, let us say you are waiting for a point, or you have a point, but you are hesitant to speak. You will think, I will speak in the next round, or I will speak after the other person. You wait for your turn. The other person, they will speak your point. Then they will get the credit, and you will not know what to say. And you will be waiting for your another point, another magical moment to appear, which will not happen. So seize your moment when you don't wait too long to speak. Timing matters. Prepare 2 or 3 strong points beforehand. So you have to think, when you have your point, you can speak. Use assertive entry phrases like, I would like to contribute. People who are shy, they can memorize some phrases like this. You will only feel nervous until you start to speak. When you open your mouth, when you utter a few words, when those sounds reach your ear, you will reach another world. The moment will feel unreal. For 1 2 interactions, you will feel it. After a while, that's it. You will feel free. You will not be very conscious of your speaking. So uh, try to memorize a few words, few phrases. When you use them, then you will go on with your flow of thoughts. Take initiative in summarizing key discussion points. So this is an excellent way if you are a person who stays passive. Some people will be very much keen on being perfect, correct. They will not be uh, liking to be proven wrong. So if you stay quiet, you should be very attentive. You should make a note of all the points in your head, but when you speak, you should summarize. You should establish why others are wrong, you are correct. So that you will come like a band. People would be thinking that you are not participating, but when you participate, then you give a summary of how the flow went and what is your point. When you establish it, that will be a shocker to everyone. And, it will amuse even the HR because there are some people who try to remain quiet. Others will mistake it as they are aloof, but they are paying attention. When you establish that with valid points and reasoning, you will get a special spot in their mind for their consideration. Where your perspective adds value, confidence comes with practice and preparation. So this is very important. Confidence comes with practice and preparation. There are some people, they will think, I will speak English when I know the grammar. I will study grammar and I will speak English, and they can never speak the language. You have to speak, you have to make mistakes. From those mistakes, you have to learn, you have to correct yourself, and then you will speak normally without even realizing it. So, likewise, when you speak, when you prepare, when you practice, when you speak, along the way, when you make mistakes, and then you will get the confidence. Confidence won't come all of a sudden. That is a destination. You will reach there. From there, that will stay with you. To reach that point, you need that practice, preparation, your exercise, your homework, everything is there. So do not expect that end goal in the very beginning. So try to practice and prepare. Okay. Now we shall go to GD etiquette and entry strategies. So etiquette is important. So etiquette is how do you approach, like similar to manners. How do you make eye contact? How do you sit? Where do you place your hands when you talk? How do you point at something or someone? For example, there is a person called Nirmal. So Nirmal stated a point. So you can say Nirmal. As Nirmal stated, you can say it like that. You can show your hands like this. Then use all the fingers. As Nirmal pointed out, you are not supposed to point fingers. You are not threatening anyone, but subconsciously people will understand it as a threat. It is not a positive body language. You are not supposed to point fingers at him. You can use an open hand gesture. That will be better. So body language, that is very important. Sit straight, slightly forward. So when you sit slightly forward, it means that you are interested in the conversation, not show attentiveness when you agree with someone, not you are. That is also a part of active listening. Avoid crossing arms, which signals defensiveness. This is very important. Many people unknowingly they will close their hands. This is a negative body language. You are not supposed to close your hands like that. It shows that you are not interested, you are in a defensive position. It reflects badly about your interest. When you go to maybe when you go to your local bus stop, night 10:30 p.m. If you see some people, if there are people waiting for bus, they will be with a closed body language. They will close their hands. It's a defensive one. You are not supposed to have a closed body language. There are multiple types in this, not just closing your hands. Even when you hold something like a bag with your notebook, you keep a barrier between you and the listener. It does not give a positive body language. It shows that you are defending yourself. For example, when you, let's say you are selling something, you are trying to convince a company to buy your software. They are very much interested in your product. They are agreeing with you. They are nodding to you. You are giving all the positives about your product. You are telling them that this product is a breakthrough one, doesn't require much hardware to work. You can just use it in a basic mobile phone. Everything you're saying, they are listening to it happily. You're saying that this application shall be accessed with some monthly subscriptions of 90,000. You say that, they will just close their hands. If they do that, they disagree with you. It means you are supposed to come up with some convincing points to unfold their hands. Or else they will say, yes, we like the product. We will discuss and let you know. And then you will not be called back because they are not interested in your product. So make sure you read the body language of other people. When you listen to someone, try to avoid a close body language, avoid crossing arms, which shows defensiveness. Interaction etiquette, listen actively, don't cut others abruptly. When someone is talking, let them finish. You want to say something, you can give your point when their turn is over. Do not interrupt in the middle of their sentence. Use participants' names when known, build on others' ideas constructively. So these are very important. When you know their names, when you remember their names, it implies that you're not just trying to respond to others' ideas. You are knowing them personally. You are trying to acknowledge them as a person. When you build on others' idea, it shows that you are giving value, you are validating others' perspective as well. These are very essential in a company where they expect a healthy working environment. Entry strategies start with definition or fact, like a classic TED Talk opening. Start with the definition or fact. Ask open-ended questions, references someone's point, and extend it. These statistics, some examples effectively when you are giving some statistics, when you are being precise, you should know what you are talking about. If you are not sure, you are not supposed to give any numbers. Strong entry points, for example, building on what was mentioned, a question we might consider is an important aspect to the issue is. So leadership in group discussions. Demonstrating leadership qualities during group discussions set you apart and creates positive outcomes for everyone. So these are all the things that show your leadership quality. Guide the discussion. So this is a beautiful thing to do. When you guide the discussion, it shows that you are confident, you are comfortable with yourself, and you are trying to make others comfortable. You are trying to make them come out of their shells, and you are trying to give them a chance. That is a huge deal when you are doing it in an interview. But most people will try to break it. I mean, when you are in the level of guiding the discussion, the HR will be focusing on you. Your chances of getting the job is way higher than others. So others, they will try to intervene. Summarize periodically. So this will help the conversation to go in the planned manner. Makes sure that there is no deviation in the discussion. No time is wasted for unnecessary topics. Manage time, keep discussion efficient, and ensure all topics receive attention. And also, managing time, you are supposed to speak 3-4 points. You can speak. That's it. You are not supposed to talk for 5 minutes. Not long. This is not a presentation. This is a group discussion. There, you are supposed to talk for a very short and precise manner. It should be sharp. What you are saying should be true, factual, to the point. That will be appreciated so much. Encourage participation. Can encourage others, the quiet ones, to participate as well. So this is similar to guiding the discussion. Common mistakes to avoid. So these should be avoided. These are the common mistakes. Being overly aggressive. We have seen that we come off as arrogant. Speaking too long. This is not a presentation. This is a group discussion. So you're not supposed to speak too long. Should speak precise to the point. Speaking the same point, you must stop repeating the same point again and again. You're not supposed to do that. If you do, it comes off as you have very limited potential. You must be able to look at very same thing from multiple angles. That will lead to so many ideas from different perspectives. If you repeat the same point, it means your vision, your point of view is limited. That doesn't work for a business. In the end of the day, the company hires you to reach a better level in that business. So there, the point of view gets higher importance. Lack of content knowledge, as we have seen. If you do not know anything, if you are unsure about something, do not mention it. You can talk about what you are very confident about. Ignoring others' views, do not do that. Always take others into consideration. It will establish that you are considering everyone's points and views. You are acknowledging them as a human. So mastering these will transform your group discussion game to the next level. Success comes from balancing confidence with humility, assertiveness with respect, and preparation with adaptability. So you have learned all these, but if you do not put them into use, these points are of no use. This is like riding a bicycle. Everybody knows you should own the bicycle, you should get on it, you should put the pedal. Everybody knows by theory, but only when you put it into practice, you will know how difficult it is, how efficient you should be, and how much balance you should have to ride the vehicle. So, in the same way, uh, when you put these ideas, whatever you have learned in this presentation, into use, you will do really well. That's about it for this presentation. We shall see in another one. Thanks for spending your time. Have a good day.